Today we're going to demonstrate how to apply a clear, natural finish to softwoods like pine, red cedar, or Douglas fir. Softwoods take a clear finish really well, and it's a great example of a no-fail finish. As you likely know, the key to any successful finish is proper surface preparation, and that generally means sanding. I like to start at 80 grit and then work up all the way through the grits, in this case at least to 320, but in fact, with a clear finish like this one, the higher you go, the better. If you went to 600 grit, even better. And here's a tip to make sanding even easier. Move the sander slowly across the surface, about 1 inch per second. Most people move the sander far too fast. Avoid heavy pressure, just let the sander do the work. Remember, as you advance to each finer grit, your goal is simply to remove the last scratches and sanding marks. One nice thing about softwood is that the sanding process is faster because the wood fibers are not as dense. We've got one more step to do before you start applying the finish, and that's to check for glue spots. Say you left a smudge with a finger or a glue drip and it survived the sanding. The way you do that is by rubbing on some mineral spirits. Look for the spots. If the spots are there, they'll absorb the finish differently and they'll show up. So if you find one, get some sandpaper, start at 80 grit, and sand all the way up to the rest of the grits, and then you can apply your finish. One tip that's important is if you have things like this drawer face or drawers, take the project apart and finish them separately. It'll be a lot easier and you'll get a much more successful finish. Next, with softwoods, I recommend using Zinsser Sealcoat. It's a specially processed shellac and it makes a really good first finish. You just flood it on and then you wipe it off. The great thing about it is it dries in like 15 minutes and you can put your next coat on. Super easy that way. Now with the first coat of finish on is the time to fill any holes or cracks that you have. What it allows you to do is match the color more accurately. Now in this case, this putty is just about the perfect color right out of the container. But if it wasn't the right color, the great thing about Wonderfill is that it comes in multiple colors and you can mix them together to get almost any hue that you want. Now with the putty holes filled and sanded, I'm going to apply one more coat of shellac, or maybe even two. The advantage of shellac is that it dries so quickly that you can build up a film coat very quickly. And it's durable. But we're going to add a coat of polyurethane on top of it to add durability for things like alcohol. Another reason to apply a coat of poly is that it comes in a variety of sheens, and we can be controlling how much of a gloss that we have on the finish by using polyurethane. So wiping on polyurethane lays down a very thin coat. Again, just flood it on like you did before, get the whole surface wet, and then wipe it off with shop towels. I recommend at least 2 or 3 coats of the poly. If you used an oil-based poly like I did, you need to dispose of the rags properly by laying them out in a single layer and allowing them to dry. When they are dry, they're landfill safe. Now shellac or water-based poly, those rags wouldn't spontaneously combust, so you can just throw them right away. I have one more tip for you. After the polyurethane is cured for a little bit, get some high-quality paste wax, rub it on, polish it off. It'll provide a nice low luster to it and it'll feel so great. I hope you've learned a couple things during this video. Thanks for watching.